Hi, thank you so much for watching my video, and I'm so happy to have you here. I want to talk about carnivore, obviously, which is what this channel is about. But at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about a few other aspects or practices that I've started that have really improved my life. I've actually learned them from a professional and personal coaching group that I've become a part of. So I really want to share that with you also. So a little bit about myself. I am 44 years old. I'm a nurse, a registered nurse, and I've worked in the operating room. I've worked in medical surgical floor, but I've been lucky enough for the last 7 years to be working from home. So that has been great. I've been able to be home with my kids. I have 3 daughters, 26, 21, and my youngest, my baby, just turned 18 a couple days ago. So today is actually a perfect day for me to start this channel because today is January 1st, and that is the start of World Carnivore Day. So very exciting stuff. I'm very excited to tell you all about it and my experience with it recently. So like I said, I work from home for the last 7 years. I've always been pretty fit. I ate the standard American diet, but I've been working out at the gym since I was 29. However, I am a hardcore sugar addict. I mean, it is like crack to me. I don't eat one cookie, I eat the whole box. So although I would eat tons of vegetables, which I love, and I would eat a protein and then always a starch like a potato or rice or pasta or something, I would then eat ice cream or cake or something like that. So I never had the lean body that I always wanted. I was thin, but never fit, I guess, if that makes sense. So, and I've always been searching for that optimal health. That's always been important to me. I'm a nurse, and before that, my first degree was in community health. So I actually taught health at high school before I became a nurse. So it's always been an interest of mine. So, like I said, I went to the gym since I was 29. My parents started doing keto in about 2019, I think. My mom has Crohn's disease. My dad has all kinds of joint disorders and issues. He has very painful hands and feet. It's actually become somewhat debilitating for him. It's hard for him to work. So they started keto and they had amazing results for that. So my husband and I started that at the time, and I also had great results with that. Obviously, I lost some weight. I think I lost about 10 pounds. Just overall, you look leaner because the water and the inflammation leaves your body, leaving you looking leaner. So I loved that, but I didn't really notice too many other, maybe some increased energy, but I didn't notice too many other health benefits from it. And I started feeling like I was always chasing normal foods and baking keto breads and keto, keto cakes and cookies and stuff like that. So I stopped seeing weight loss, and I think I started gaining a few pounds back, and it just became kind of a headache. I didn't have that food freedom. I felt like I was always baking things and cooking things, and so I stopped doing that. I think we did that for about 6 months. And then I went back to the standard American diet. I then tried a calorie restriction diet because one of my daughters, my oldest, is a bodybuilder. So I tried her, counting calories, weighing everything. That did not work for me. I lost a good amount of weight, but I was always starving, and I cannot be hungry all the time. That does not work for me. So I only did that for a few months, then went back to the standard American diet, went back to keto, kind of experienced the same thing. I was making a chocolate mug keto cake every night, eating dark chocolate, eating berries, eating all the vegetables, and still just didn't find what I was looking for. Went back to the standard American diet, and then in September of this year, I started carnivore because, again, my parents had started carnivore. They took their keto to the next level, and they had amazing results. They were losing weight like crazy, although I felt like they were already pretty thin. They were like me. They were thin, but not fit. So they were losing weight, getting rid of the excess fat. My mom's Crohn's went further into remission. I mean, I don't even think she even has symptoms anymore. My dad's feet started feeling better, his hands. So I said, why not? I watched a ton of videos, of course, Dr. Barry, and jumped in September 17th, went full on, just 0 to 60 in one day, and started feeling like crap. So the first 10 days was absolutely terrible. It was like keto flu. I'll probably make an entire video on that first week because I think it warrants it. And after that, I started seeing so many health benefits, which I want to just kind of list them all out for you. So first, my asthma symptoms completely disappeared. My cough was 100% gone. I started getting hair growth on my eyebrows, which if you're in your 40s, you know in the 90s, we tweezed our eyebrows to the point where they were like lines. And that has not grown back since I was 14. So that's been amazing. Also, skin tags coming off. Like a lot of people mention their skin tags kind of fall off, and I've also experienced that. I think I have a couple left on my neck, and the one here, which is kind of a weird spot, I think, to get a skin tag, but it's also gone. So that's been great. And let's see, dandruff gone. More energy, definitely more energy. Been doing more things that I've never done before, going to play basketball, going more walks, just more active in general, and way more motivated with my businesses that I'm trying to start and connecting with people, that type of thing. Let's see. Oh, I had severe sensitive teeth, gums, and anytime I went to the dentist, it was horrific. Brushing hurt, cold, hot, sweets. That's totally gone. That is amazing. I mean, I did not expect that to happen. And I would say anxiety has improved. I wouldn't say I was a very anxious person, but I think everybody gets some anxiety sometimes. And now I just feel more mellow. So that's also been fantastic. I do want to point out that the approach that I took when I started this was that I was going to take it one day at a time and not think about that I will never be able to have another carb or sweet again. I just think in the beginning that was just too much to handle when you're taking on such a big adventure. So I took it one day at a time, and I told myself that when we travel overseas, which we like to do a few times a year, I was going to let myself enjoy the foods in that country. And on the major holidays, I was going to let myself enjoy foods. So that's the approach that I took. Now, if you are doing this for an autoimmune disease, or you have a significant amount of weight loss, you're trying to get rid of, diabetes, and that is probably not the best approach to take in the beginning. But for me, I think that worked for me. So I was about 2 months in. I started September 17th, and at Thanksgiving, I decided to eat a full meal with my family and dessert. And I felt like crap the next day. And it took me about 2 weeks I gained about 5 pounds after that. It took about 2 weeks for that weight to come back down to where it was. And I also want to mention to you that the symptoms that I just talked about that disappeared, a lot of them came back. And it took, a week or so for those to go away again. So although for me, I personally am able to eat a meal on Thanksgiving, and then I did on Christmas, and then I did, last night was New Year's Eve, I also ate a meal then. I'm able personally to get right back on carnivore the next morning, and so far that has not been a problem for me. However, the longer I do carnivore, I might decide that's not the approach I want to take anymore. Maybe the longer I eat meat and eggs and butter, the less I want those other foods, even on holidays. So that's the approach I'm taking. Again, this is a personal journey, and you have to find what works for you. What works for me might not work for you. So what works for you might not work for me. In the beginning of the video, I mentioned that there were a few other things I wanted to talk about that I want to incorporate into my future videos because they have helped me tremendously. And that is your physical self So exercise. That can even, if you don't go to the gym, it could be long walks. It could be sprinting, which there is a great Dr. Sean, I think, talks about sprinting on YouTube, and it's fantastic. It doesn't have to be the gym. So your physical self, your mental state with yourself. So that could be meditation, journaling, sitting in the sun while journaling, that would be perfect. And then your relationship, your mental state with other people. And then lastly, your professional self. So I would love to, in future videos, incorporate and tie carnivore in with your mental self and your physical self, exercise. So that is my plan. I think it'll mostly be about carnivore, but if you are stressed, you're not going to eat as well. If you are stressed, you're not going to make great food choices. If you don't have great relationships with yourself and the people around you, you're going to be more stressed, which then is going to make you make worse food choices. So it all comes back and ties together with your diet. So that is my plan for this channel. I really hope you like this video, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.